In light of recent events, the question must be asked: what in the world is happening in Boulder, Colorado, with Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes? Coaches leaving, players decommitting, players leaving. We got to talk about it all after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYr, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, at one point looked like the place to be during the early part of the college football season, but now the tables are starting to turn as it looks like it's a place where a lot of kids don't want to be, and even some coaches. This comes after Colorado continues to lose a ton of their top rated recruits. Let's go ahead and let me show you some of what I'm talking about. Now, let's see. So, first, there were the quarterbacks. There was Antoine Hill Jr. and the young man from Indianapolis. So within a span of, I don't know, 48 hours, 72 hours, you had multiple quarterbacks decommitting from Colorado. So the first was Antoine Hill Jr., class of 2025, 6'5", 220 out of Warner Robins, Georgia, a top 5 quarterback in his class, holds over 30 offers. Colorado was the place he thought he wanted to be. He took a visit there earlier this year, had committed after the visit. All systems go. All things looked like it was going to be the best thing for both parties. He'd be the heir apparent possibly to a Shedeur Sanders, and then he decommits. And so it did, but it didn't stop there. I mean, when it rains, it pours, I guess, in Boulder because their 2024 quarterback commit, depending on what recruiting site you use, he's a 3 or 4 star. Danny O'Neal out of Indianapolis, Indiana, decommitted. This is the second quarterback in 2 days to decommit from Coach Prime. But it didn't stop there. It did not stop there as, let's see, the 2025 running back, young man by the name of Jamarice Wilder, 2025 running back, the third decommitment in 24 hours. Oh, and just for good measure, all around the same period of time, it was announced that Tim Brewster had resigned. And so this is the news of Tim Brewster officially letting the world know that he's resigned. Now, if you know, Tim Brewster is one of the lead recruiters for Colorado. He is a guy who has his reputation well regarded, high reputation. People love him. Really got put on the map for discovering Antonio Gates and coaching him up in the NFL, but has coached at Florida State, was at Jackson State with Coach Prime. Like he's a big dog when it comes to this recruiting thing and in developing tight ends. And he decided to resign, seemingly out of nowhere. This all follows a 4-8 season by the Buffaloes. Now, some of you thought Colorado would win as high as 9 or 10 games. Even I thought they'd win 6 games. They finished the season 4-8. The reports are that Shedeur Sanders has a fracture in his back, so he has a broken bone in his back. And now you have all of your top recruits decommitting. And this is not even talking about Winston Watkins, who was their 2025 speedster, wide receiver, 4-star, 5-star, depending on what site you use. And this was his reasoning for decommitting from Colorado. And it kind of puts all of this into perspective of what's going on. This was Winston Watkins when he decided to decommit. He says, I don't know if Prime will still be there when I get there in 2025. Meaning he thinks what I've been saying this entire time, exactly what I think as well, is that after Shedeur and Travis and Shiloh are gone from Colorado, I think Prime will be gone as well. I just do. I think they'll have a really good season next year. It's going to be interesting because he's going to do it completely through the transfer portal again. He's going to do 1-year rentals, it seems like, for the entire roster once again. He's going to flip the roster using strictly transfer portals because a lot of his high school guys are decommitting. And I think you're going to go with, the guys that stick around. There's going to be a ton of guys that hit the portal. The guys that stick around, you're going to get some big time transfer commitments. But you're going to build this 1 year team, what I think, a 1 year team full of transfer guys. Now, you tried to do that. You tried to microwave circumvent the process and microwave the thing, and it got you off to a 3-0 start. The only problem is you finished 1-8 throughout the rest of the season. I do think going into a weaker conference, the Big 12, as opposed to the stronger conference, which is the Pac-12 this year, even though the Pac-12 is going away, that will help Colorado a ton. You still have Travis. You still have Shedeur, albeit that they're healthy. Knock on wood, praying for those guys, making sure they're good. That you'll have a ton of success. Enough success to where when those guys leave, if you decide you can leave too, I think there will be some big time jobs open. We saw major jobs opening this year that we didn't think would open. Michigan State opened during the season. We didn't think that would be open. Texas A&M opened before the end of the season. Some people kind of predicted that maybe it meant open, but it did. Even with an $80 million buyout for Jimbo Fisher, it happened. Now Oregon State is open. Duke is now open because their coaches have been taken. So there will be openings that we don't know about now next year. Some of those jobs that I think you should take a watch out for that could be in the Deion Sanders business. Florida, they're not crazy about what Billy Napier is doing there at Florida. Miami, they're not crazy about what Mario Cristobal is doing there in Miami. Those are some names. I'm just saying, just to put it out there, because I think this Colorado experiment is coming to an end. I told you guys I didn't think it would last 3 years. I told you guys I think it would be over after the Shedeur Travis once they're off to the NFL, because they clearly have NFL aspirations and clearly have NFL futures. And it looked like it's coming to fruition. It's coming to fruition. You just don't get all of this upheave and guys leaving and decommitting, and 2025 guys who were committed, who were locked in, who were all bought in, now saying, I don't know if the coach is going to be there. Well, I don't think he's going to be there neither. They're going to pull a Magic Johnson. And that is why you're seeing all of this. You'll see a flood of transfer portal kids going to Boulder to play for Colorado in the Big 12 next year. But there'll be 1 year guys. There'll be rental guys. There'll be guys to try to, now whether all of it works, I think it will, and they'll have relative success. Whether it all works, I guess is yet to be seen. I thought they'd have a little more influx of, some high school guys in there to go along with their guys. And as long as they don't lose too many, especially their skill guys, the Adam Hopkins of the world, the Marion Millers, obviously Travis, Shedeur, Shiloh, they'll be fine. They'll be fine because they're talented enough at the skill position. They'll have to beef up that offensive line. Getting a guy like Tyler Brown will help a lot. And you're going to have to add some portal linemen, both on the offense and defensive fronts. And just going to a weaker conference is going to help. You're going to a Big 12 conference that's losing Texas, that's losing Oklahoma, that has teams like Cincinnati and Baylor, and teams that I think Colorado, Texas Tech, teams that I think Colorado will be better than. But this right here, it's kind of foreshadowing that I don't think Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime's time in Boulder, I don't think it's going to last too much longer. I've always said you've got him until Shedeur and Travis are off to the NFL. I think this, especially with these 25 kids decommitting, this is just proving my point. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. A ton of recruits are decommitting from Colorado. Coach Tim Brewster has left Colorado. You obviously had Sean Lewis, who was demoted. And then Coach Prime with the weird, commitment comments and the NIL comments. We're not an ATM, but we're asking boosters for more NIL money. Yeah, it's kind of a mess in Boulder right now. And we'll see how it all plays out. My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe before you get out of here, and drop your comments down below. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is on Instagram and Twitter, X at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.